Hey, it's Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 a.m. KFYO. Hope you enjoyed a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. We once again want to remind you to remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifice in defending this nation and defending freedom. On the Tuesday edition of the program, we're going to get back into the politics of the day, of course, the Texas legislature, but also President Trump. He's back in the United States, back in the White House, and now more asinine articles out about President Trump. Possible, Democrats calling for impeaching Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton getting the history of President Nixon wrong, and forgetting about how her own husband was impeached. She didn't really want to bring that up in a commencement address that she was giving. We will also talk about an attack that happened in Portland, Oregon. You may or may not have heard about this, depending on how tuned in you were to politics and national news over the weekend. I myself kind of backed away from politics and national news just to enjoy the weekend with family and friends. But this from Politico. According to various reports, 3 men intervened in Portland on Friday when they saw a man on a train making racist and otherwise intimidating comments to 2 young women, one of whom was wearing a headscarf, according to Politico. The suspect, Jeremy Joseph Christian, is alleged to have turned on the defenders with a knife, killing 2 and wounding the 3rd. Christian is reported to have a history of Nazi and white nationalist sympathies. As Portland grieved, Muslim activists and many of their allies took to social media to vent their frustration over Trump's long silence. Even Dan Rather, the disgraced veteran TV anchor, took to Facebook to urge Trump to speak out. Well, Trump finally did on Monday, the holidays kind of throwing my days off, when Trump sent out a tweet saying, quote, "The violent attacks in Portland on Friday are unacceptable. The victims were standing up to hate and intolerance. Our prayers are with them," according to Trump's tweet, which was tweeted from his official POTUS account and not his personal Trump account. So apparently that means Trump is somehow doing something bad here. The headline from Politico: Trump misses opportunity to reassure U.S. Muslims after the Portland attack. Listen, this guy, if he was a white nationalist, if he was a guy who had Nazi sympathies, he's a nut job. And I can understand why the President of the United States doesn't want to comment on every single nut job who is out there. Every single nut job who has Nazi sympathies or white nationalist sympathies. I can understand why President Trump would not want to comment on that. President Obama did not comment every single time something happened in America that had to deal with race or just nut jobs in general. Now, he did comment a lot when it came to young black men who were killed by police officers when he thought there was something wrong with an officer who used force, and oftentimes Obama was wrong on that. I will say this about President Trump. Remember this: the Democrats want to make every little thing that the white nationalists do tied to Donald Trump. They want to tie white nationalism, racism, bigotry, anti-Islam. They want to tie all of this, or Islamophobia. They want to tie all of this to Donald Trump because the mainstream media, the left, the Democrats in this nation really truly believe that Donald Trump is a racist, despite what he said in Saudi Arabia, despite a great trip overseas, and despite what he said in Saudi Arabia when he said that Islam was one of the world's great religions. The left truly wants to make everyone believe that Donald Trump is a racist. So now they're going to say anytime that a crazy kook Nazi decides to stab somebody or rail against somebody, then Donald Trump has to speak out about it. Okay, we're about like who is it on the left that's in charge when all the crazy activists on college campuses hurt people, when you have remember back to the election, after the election, when you had anti-Trump resistance people who were beating up Trump supporters, people had Trump hats on, they were getting beaten up. Who exactly is the spokesperson for that? Which Democratic lawmaker is that? Is that Hillary? Is it Bernie Sanders? Elizabeth Warren, maybe? I don't know. Democrats, get back to us on that. Listen, President Trump isn't responsible for white nationalism. He isn't responsible for racism in this country. He doesn't have to speak out on every single issue. And this idea, again, that Trump misses an opportunity to reach out to U.S. Muslims. I'm getting a little bit tired, and I've talked about this before. I've been tired. So I guess I'm not getting a little bit tired. I am tired of the United States having to reassure U.S. Muslims. Listen, if you're not at war with the United States, you have nothing to worry about. If you're not planning on carrying out an attack against the United States, if you don't have a bomb strapped to your chest and you're going to go out and blow it up, if that's not you, you have nothing to worry about. The U.S. has to stop holding people's hands. We have declared who the enemy is: radical Islamists. Those are the enemies of the United States. Those who want to bomb our arenas, our stadiums, our churches, our synagogues, our mosque, wherever they may be, wherever they may go, radical Islamists, those are our enemies. If you are someone who is peaceful, you're not an enemy of the United States. Let's stop trying to reassure. We have been trying to reassure U.S. Muslims since 9/11. And for some reason, they keep needing reassurance. Listen, U.S. Muslims, if you have a peaceful heart, if you're like the majority of people in this country, where you just want to have a good family life, have good friends, you want to, you love this country, you want to achieve good things in your life, the United States has no problem with you. If you are a radical Islamist, the United States has a problem with you, and you are an enemy of the United States. And I'm pretty sure you believe the enemy, that the United States is your enemy. So we don't have to keep going to Trump to seek reassurance for U.S. Muslims. U.S. Muslims, you should be assured already if you're a peaceful person. It's pretty easy. Tune in to the Chad HD Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. Have a great day. We'll talk later.